Liver King, you've been caught red-handed, you lying SOB. Now, let's be honest, most of us that have been in the fitness industry for a while or training for quite some time have definitely known right from the get-go that this clown has absolutely not been natural from day one. It's very easy to see. So the news came out a couple days ago that Liver King was using this extensive list of growth hormones, but it was kind of just confirmed what we already knew for the most part anyways. But it's absolutely incredible to see how many times I've seen this guy on podcast interviews, YouTube channels, stuff like that, talking about this, holistic ancestral living and stuff like that. Meanwhile, he's got an ass full of steroids telling people that, if you buy my ancestral supplement brands, that you will have the nutrients that you need in order to achieve a strong physique like this. Talking about masculinity and bullshit like that. There is one thing that is so unmasculine, my friend, and that is having to lie to people to further your own personal agenda, whatever that is. And we'll just call it out for what it is. It is absolutely sad and pathetic because the whole ancestral living thing and stuff like that, I've actually been living like that for the past year and a half myself. I've seen a tremendous amount of health benefits from it. But when people like you come out and, get caught doing stupid shit like this, lying to people, it really just puts a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths, and it kind of just smears the whole message that you were trying to promote in the first place. Now, let's be honest. I don't know a ton about steroids or anything like that. It's not something I've looked into. It's not something I'm curious about doing. Here at this channel, we like to focus on functional fitness. So if you're looking to improve your aesthetics and stuff like that, probably not the channel for you. But if you want to have more functional strength and agility, then definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. But at the same time, everybody's training goals are going to be different, and that's okay. I don't actually look down on people who use steroids. For me personally, it's not for me, but for some of you at home, maybe it's something that you do, and honestly, all the power to you. If it gets you closer to your goals and everything like that, great. I love that for you. But at the same time, man, just be honest about it. It really isn't that big of a deal anymore. Like, pretty much everyone knows that, most people running around are, using this shit. But if you have to lie to people about it to, sell your programs and, shit like this, optimal workout this, optimal workout that, you're really just setting people up for failure in the long term. And this kind of goes into the mental health thing that I wanted to talk about this shit, is that, like, imagine how many young kids were looking up to this guy and were like, yeah, if I start doing this, start doing that, I can, get stronger and, this and that. All of these things are true, but eventually when, little Jimmy or Timmy at home isn't achieving the physique goals that he wants to over the course of 6 months to a year, something like that, he's going to get really discouraged with himself because he's just been sold this total bullshit lie that if I take this supplement, if I fucking train like this and all of this other stupid shit, that, I'm going to look like this in a matter of no time, right? So the mental health component and being able to keep people on track and motivated towards working toward bettering themselves is something that I don't see a lot of people talking about on this front. Like there's a lot of kids out there right now that are kind of just lost running through life, and they have no idea what they're doing, and they're looking to dickheads like this for advice. And people like this, the Liver King, for example, are just lying through their teeth. And I think it's absolutely embarrassing on the industry as a whole. I know a lot of you don't want to hear this, but the simple fact of the matter is you really just need to do two things. You need to master the basics and the fundamentals when it comes to training. You need to get your nutrition on point, and you just need to stay consistent for a prolonged period of time, and you will get to where you want to be. Trust me. I've broken pretty much every single bone in my body. I like skiing, snowmobiling, stuff like that. I like to huck myself off of questionable shit. And, it doesn't always go well, but I still like to do it anyway. But I started out when I was like 12 years old doing gymnastics, calisthenics, stuff like that, playing hockey, baseball, all of that good stuff, doing more sort of athletic based training. Now in my later years anyways, I have actually started to sprinkle in a little bit more bodybuilding style training just because I like it, how it mixes up the tempo, gets you more connected with your mind muscle connection and everything like that. Like strength programs and bodybuilding programs are both good. Now you're going to focus on one more than the other depending on what your training goals are, but you're going to start to realize that it's a great way to be able to push yourself through plateaus. And that's one thing I've really found out and figured out this year for myself. Anyways, back to the Liver King stuff. You got to be really careful about who you're listening to. I mean, you can clearly tell I'm, not the biggest, most, vascular dude in the world. I'm lean, I'm 6'0", I'm 193 pounds. I've just always kind of been naturally a big boy. But at the same time, the way you train when you're on steroids versus when you're not and natural is going to be completely different. All anabolic steroids do in the long run is they just enhance your body's ability to recover. So I talk about this stuff a lot, is prioritizing your body's ability to recover. Now, depending on where you're at in your fitness journey, this is going to vary depending on if you're first starting out new, maybe you're a little bit more intermediate or advanced. Your body's going to have the capacity to withstand all of that neuromuscular fatigue in your central nervous system, and eventually is going to be accustomed to being able to recover a little bit faster. It's not going to be insane by any means compared to somebody who's using juice or something like that. But at the same time, it's really important to realize and think about the information that you're taking in. Now, I'm not here to just bash everybody. There's quite a few people in the fitness industry since I've started making content whom I actually really like, who I actually respect quite a bit. And they're out there, but they're just few and far between. Like, this age of social media has just really over glorified the shit out of everything. And it just really sets like some unrealistic expectations for a lot of people. Like, not everybody is trying to, go and compete on the Mr. Olympia stage. If you want to do that, great, that's fine. This probably isn't the channel for you. But at the same time, if you're just looking to improve your overall movement, strength, health in general, then definitely this is going to be the place where you're going to want to start. And again, follow some other people out there as well. I'm always happy to have my ideas and my things challenged that I've kind of figured out over my years of training. But, just keep it chill, keep it respectful. We'll talk about things a lot. And don't forget to stick to the basics. Master the basics, master the fundamentals, and those will carry you a lot further than changing up your workout, once or twice a week because your favorite influencer said, hey, this is the new optimal way of doing lat pull downs, or the new optimal way of doing the leg press, or some stupid shit like that. Like I said before, get good at the basics, master the fundamentals. The most basic lifts in the whole wide world are actually the most useful. Stop overcomplicating the shit out of things and keep it simple. That's a wrap. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the Liver King thing, talk about a couple of things that I've been really thinking about for the last day or so when this news finally came out. But I hope you guys are working towards your goals, and if you found this video valuable, be sure to subscribe to the channel.